I can't believe it's been a year since I started reviewing Sonic games and Mario games. Because I started off reviewing Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, you know, all the classics, and then I kept moving on, like, into the 3D era. And the last Sonic game I reviewed was Sonic Adventure, the first one. Now I'm going to review Sonic Adventure 2, which is a game that's been released for about... It was supposed to be the last Sonic game, but I'll get into that later. It was released in 2001 to try to boost Dreamcast sales. It was a final hope. I mean, they weren't expecting the Dreamcast to, you know, do too good. So they planned it out to be the last Sonic game. That's why. And you could see by the end of the story, which I'm not going to spoil, that they did, in fact, it was a hint at the series ending. But the game is basically a sequel, obviously, to the first Sonic Adventure, and it has similar gameplay elements, except instead of an open world or whatever to explore, it's just a mission-based force system. But the gameplay elements are the same, as in you have Knuckles gliding around, climbing walls and everything. Tails in his mech suit or whatever, which is different though from Sonic Adventure 1 because Tails was just flying around. But that's the only difference in the gameplay. Sonic is speedy, and then Shadow's first, you know, appearance in the game, he was basically similar. But that was basically the gameplay, and there were two sides. You were playing the, you know, the hero part and the dark story, and it was nice playing, you know, two different point of views in the plot line. I think that was well done. So it was my expectations playing this game a few years back was pretty high. I bought a Dreamcast in 2009, and I think it was around 2010 or 2011 when I bought this game on eBay. But I was into retro gaming back in the day. When I first made this account, I was so into retro gaming. But after I did my whole Dreamcast thing, I just, you know, I went on YouTube. I didn't really do reviews, but I just decided to do a review on Dreamcast games. Much later than I played them, but still. Well, obviously I was replaying them, but you know what I mean. So the games are... So the game... Basically idea of the game, like the... What's it called? The concept of the game is well done. I'm completely satisfied with the levels design. I like how they do a throwback to Green Hill Zone and make like a 3D based thing. I like all of it. It's a pretty well done game. The game is also pretty long. I think it's longer. It's not longer than the first one because the first one's all exploration based. But I always thought the exploration was a pain, like the hub world or whatever you like to call it, because the hub world kind of like slowed down the pace of the, you know, Sonic's gameplay or whatever. I did like how you could explore into the levels though. Like the concept was good, but I just didn't like it. Like I praised them for the concept, but otherwise it just But I think the game's well made in a lot of ways, and it's a shame that the Dreamcast was failing. And the game was so liked that it was ported. It wasn't, well, it was re-released twice. So the first time it was re-released was, I think, about a year later on the GameCube. It was a GameCube exclusive, so a lot of gamers missed out on the title, which was a shame. But it was also released on many years later on online. It wasn't a physical copy, but it was released on PSN, Xbox Live, and it was dubbed Sonic Adventure 2 HD, which, I mean, they just, you know, jacked the resolution up a notch. I mean, it wasn't a significant boost. They didn't actually remake it. They just, I guess the textures look a bit better. But the game itself is basically essentially the same. So if you like to collect physical copies, if you're a physical collector, but you find it easier to get the HD version or whatever, just get the HD version if you have the proper, you know, hardware to do it, like if you have the Xbox or the PS3. I think it was also released on PC, but I might be mistaken. I don't know too much about Sonic on the PC, so sorry about that. But it's an overall great game. I mean, at the end, both of you fight together for a certain cause, like both the evil and the good, and it's a very good game. I'd love to give this game about a 92%, because, I mean, sure, I mean, it's a great game and all. I think, and the story is pretty damn good. It's obviously shorter than the first one, which is a downer. A slight downer, though. But it's overall a great game. I mean, and just because it plays the same doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. That might be another con, though, because it does play very, 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 very similar. But the first 3 Sonic games played very similar, and they were all great. So, 92% is my overall thoughts on this game. Thank you for watching. I'm going to continue my Sonic reviewing soon. This is obviously my revival. And I guess my next Sonic review is going to be Heroes. So check that out.